Okay, good morning, everyone. All right, we are here today at our 23rd or our 24th stop of the BlackBerry Jam World Tour, depending on how you look at it. And if you're wondering why I'm saying 23rd or 24th, we've actually added a number of locations over the last month or so, mostly due to popular demand. So today, we are actually running two events at the same time. There's one down in Sao Paulo in Brazil, and one running today, obviously, here in Waterloo. We couldn't be happier. I said, we're sold out again here today. As you can see, it's standing room only, and we're absolutely thrilled that you're here with us today. My name is Brian Zubert. I've been at RIM for about 7.5 years now. I spent my entire career in the developer relations team. And I tell you, it's been absolutely a wild ride seeing the progress of BlackBerry then and now. I mean, when I first joined the company, you were talking about a very different world in terms of what was innovative and what was new in BlackBerry smartphones. And I know we're all Canadian, but just go ahead and don't worry about being polite. Just shout it out. Who here knows what was actually brand new and innovative in BlackBerry in that 2004, 2005 timeframe? Like, what was changing the world of PDAs and data phones? All right, go ahead. Email's been out for a while at that point. It was actually color screens and the ability to make a phone call from a device that could send and receive data. You think about that, color screens and the ability to make phone calls, features we take completely for granted, and now 7.5 years later, we're looking at hardware that's got dual-core devices, 64 gigabytes of RAM, unbelievable GPUs, and the application experiences are night and day. Back then, your best applications, they might be able to open and render a Word document. Revolutionary at the time. Now, I can hold up my smartphone, pan it around, and with an augmented reality application, get information about all the places and things around me. I have applications that will tell my wife if I'm going to be home late from work. I've got applications that will tell my insurance company whether I'm a good driver and whether I'm actually eligible for any discount benefits because of it. So like I said, it's absolutely a night and day experience between what was possible then and what was possible now. And that's why we're here today, is to reach out to you guys, the application developers, and get more of those phenomenal game-changing experiences. So, like I said, if any of you are active on Twitter and you want to talk about what you're seeing and doing here today, your Twitter hashtag is BB10Jam, and we're identifying it with the Waterloo location. So if you want to follow the activities going on in Sao Paulo or talk about what's happening here in Waterloo, this is how you do it. All right. One of the fun things about today is around the lunch hour, we're going to do something called lightning pitches. So there's going to be a sign-up board right out by the registration desk where you can basically put in your pitch for an app that you have intentions of building on BlackBerry 10. If you've got it running already, we'll let you demo it. If you got it running from a competing platform, no problem. You're more welcome to start showing that and speaking about the experiences you're planning on bringing to BlackBerry 10. So have about 3 minutes per pitch, and you the attendees, will get to vote on which pitch you like the best, and there will be, of course, big prizes for the winning pitch. Okay, last but not least, do not forget, while we're doing the BlackBerry Jam Roadshow right now, this is sort of the best of what we had at that event down in Orlando in May, where we had that BlackBerry Jam event. The BlackBerry Jam Americas show, this is our full-blown 3-day conference. So while today we're focusing on the highlights from that Orlando event, this will have your deep, in-depth conversations around specific API areas, going fantastically deep on the native stuff, on the web stuff, Air, Android, platform services, what have you. This is the full gamut. And of course, we've got the Europe one as well, showing up in Amsterdam in February.
So, good morning, Waterloo. Good morning, Kitchener. It is amazing to be here in BlackBerry's home turf. I'm so glad you could all come. Packed room full of developers. I'd like nothing better than to see that. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Hey, there we go. This is about the third time I've done this where I've forgotten the clicker. How do you change the slides with the clicker? I'm sure it hasn't escaped you, but RIM is in a period of transition right now. A lot of really exciting things coming down the pipe, and we're working really hard to manage the business in such a way that we can all be there at the time when those exciting things really start to come to market. And the beginning of that transition period is engaging with folks like you. It's engaging with the developers who will build the applications that are going to make BlackBerry 10 the special experience that we know it can be for our customers. So today, this BlackBerry 10 Jam World Tour stop is about doing just that. And you're going to see a lot of really exciting things. You're going to see how it is that we've managed to incorporate the best of the BlackBerry experience. Because BlackBerry is a different experience from other smartphones. So the best of the BlackBerry experience into these new devices. You're going to see information about user interface design, how to build applications that work on native platforms or with our HTML5 platforms, and how to make money as well from these applications that you've built. So there's a huge amount of great content we want to deliver to you all day long today. And at the end of it, developers in the audience, and I know that not everybody in the audience is a developer, developers in the audience have an opportunity to walk away with one of those BlackBerry 10 Dev Alpha devices and get started right away. And we hope that you will do exactly that. One of the themes, 3 themes that you're going to hear throughout today are these ideas of flow, connect, and extend. And these are the 3 large, broad characteristics that will make a great BlackBerry 10 application. Applications that flow move seamlessly from one part of the application to another, seamlessly from one application to the next, just like your BlackBerry applications work today, where you can pop from your address book to email to calendar in one easy flowing motion. So you'll see how to duplicate those kinds of experiences on BlackBerry 10. Applications that flow use our Cascades framework for that kind of easy, interactive connectivity. Applications that connect are applications that connect you or your users with the networks and the social relationships that matter to you. Applications that connect are applications that use the BlackBerry 10 Invoke framework to be able to move data from one application to, the Share framework, not the Invoke framework, to be able to move data from one application to the next very easily. And applications that extend are applications that go beyond what is simply on the glass of the device. So applications that extend become part of your experience of the real world. They become part of interacting with you, or of you interacting with things that are in the real world around you. They are applications that are context sensitive. They may use something as simple as NFC or Bluetooth, or they may take advantage of the fact that underneath BlackBerry 10 is QNX, and QNX exists in so many other places, and create experiences that move easily from one environment to the next. So for example, last fall, a nav vendor came to me and showed me a demo of what he had done. And that navigation tool allowed you to get into your car and program the car to be able to go where it was that you wanted. And when you arrived at your destination, you could step out of the car and nav would transfer seamlessly onto the device in your hands so you could continue to navigate on foot. That's what we mean when we talk about applications that extend. So flow, connect, and extend. Those are the core ideas for developers behind BlackBerry 10, and those are the things that will make a great BlackBerry 10 application. One of my favorite things is to poke a few holes in some of the misconceptions that people have about the BlackBerry platform and about the BlackBerry business. And one of my favorites is this one. People say it's confusing to develop for BlackBerry 10. And they say that because there are so many ways to develop for the BlackBerry 10 platform. You can use our native SDKs, C and C++, or with Qt, or with the Cascades framework. You can build with HTML5. You can build on Adobe Air. You can build on the Java Android runtime. And if you go to blackberry.github.com, you will find another 56 open source projects that have been ported onto the BlackBerry 10 platform that allow you to get started really quickly. Basic building blocks and whole complete projects as well. We've done deals with companies like, last Last time I gave this talk was in Sydney a month ago. We've done deals with companies like Marmalade and Shiva and Unity to be able to get native code quickly onto the platform. So the message here is a really simple one, and I'm going to date myself a little bit. Actually, probably a lot. Any of you in the crowd know who Wes Graham is? Come on. We're in Waterloo. Wes Graham, former Dean of Computer Science at the University of Waterloo. Well, I mean, Wes has been dead for, since 1999. He was my COBOL professor. Way back in the day, I went to school and I learned languages like COBOL for data manipulation, Fortran for scientific commuting, C for systems. Went on a work term and learned a little bit of Ingress at one point. The point is that as developers, we know that we need multiple tools in order to be able to accomplish the job at hand and use the best tool to be able to deliver the product that you want to deliver to your customer. And with BlackBerry 10, we're saying, use the tools that you know. Use the tools that you're comfortable with. You don't have to let your code be enslaved to whatever Sergey or Steve's vision of the future is. You can actually bring the code that you've got to the BlackBerry 10 platform using our open source modules and using all of the available different ways that you can build applications for it. And that's pretty important for developers. It's pretty important if you're a business person as a developer, because what it means is faster time to market. It means easier ports. It means getting your product into the hands of customers faster. And when we've done these sessions in the past, I've had people come up to me afterwards in as little as a day later saying, hey, I've got working code. This is great. So the BlackBerry 10 port is super easy. And the idea that because we give you options, it's somehow confusing to build for BlackBerry 10 is total malarkey. Oh gosh, look at that. They changed me up. Anyway, so it's not confusing. Another one that I hear fairly often, developers are leaving the BlackBerry platform. And usually what happens is you get a developer who writes a blog post saying, usually a smaller one, we can't do this for BlackBerry anymore, we're making some tough choices. And you know what? I hear it all the time. It hurts when I hear those kinds of things. Usually what happens after that is it ends up in the press somewhere. So I want to tell you about numbers, because numbers are the things that speak the loudest. Last year, in the past 12 months, we've grown the base of developers on the BlackBerry platform by 137%. There are now over 40,000 developers building applications for BlackBerry. In the last 12 months, the number of applications submitted to BlackBerry App World has now grown by over 130%. It's a big number, but there's over 100,000 applications that have now been submitted to BlackBerry App World. And Playbook. In the last year, we've seen the number of Playbook applications grow by 520%. They have grown from a small start to over 25,000 applications now available for Playbook. So why is that Playbook number important? Because those 25,000 applications are 25,000 applications that will translate very easily onto the BlackBerry 10 platform. Yet one more example of how it is that we're making it easy for developers to build applications for BlackBerry 10. Got a Playbook application? It'll be a small bit of work for you to move it from Playbook onto the BlackBerry 10 platform. Okay, so does that look like developers are abandoning the BlackBerry platform? Oh, come on, you guys. Thank you. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about the business of being a BlackBerry developer. If you talk to anybody on my team, on the developer relations team, they will tell you that one of the things that I am passionate about is being the very best possible business partner for our BlackBerry developers. And that means commitment. A lot of people will tell you they're committed, but the commitment is really meaningless unless it's followed through by action. So I want to tell you about some of the things we've done. You told us you needed more access to Playbook last year. And last fall, I went to Mike Lazaridis, and I said, Mike, I need 25,000 playbooks. And he said, what do you need 25,000 playbooks for? I said, well, I'm going to give them away, Mike. And after his jaw came off the floor, we talked about it a bit, and he agreed that we could give away 25,000 playbooks to our BlackBerry playbook developers. And so that's what we've done. We've now seeded almost all of those. I think I've got maybe a couple thousand of them left in the inventory that was allocated last year. And that is in large part the reason why we've seen such success getting applications built for Playbook and in the future for BlackBerry 10. You told us that emulators alone, okay, I'm pushing the wrong part of the button, emulators alone wouldn't cut it. And yet, you know what? You can go out and download an emulator today for BlackBerry 10, and you can get to work building code for it right away. But we listened, and we started to make available the BlackBerry Dev Alpha device. Now, I want to tell you about these devices. They are identical to the devices that our own teams have been working with for the last 18 months to build BlackBerry 10. So we've got a limited production run of these devices. They're being built at our assembly facility up in Waterloo, and they are the same products that we're using to build BlackBerry 10. So you've got the same level playing ground that you can work with us to be able to build your applications. And I think that this is a first in the industry. I don't think I've ever heard of any other vendor delivering alpha devices into the hands of developers to build the ecosystem in advance of launch. So that's a pretty big development. Another thing, we've heard from developers that, you know what, great support on your forums, but it doesn't help if we can't get the support fast enough. So part of the business plan for this year was to beef up the number of people that actually were part of our developer relations group. The number of people that answer those forum questions, the number of people that build, that run evangelism sessions, and so on and so forth. Any DRG folks in the audience? Yeah? Can you just sort of raise your hand, stand up, or whatever? Well, there's a few of them over there. Oh, in the back, there's Adam Stanley, the famous Adam Stanley. We have grown that team from 37 people when I started to just over 100 today, and it'll be 140 within the next 2 quarters. We're taking those people, and we're putting them into the forums. Our evangelists are now all over the world. They've spread out and blanketed everywhere from, North America to South America. You heard we have a session going on in Sao Paulo. We've all over Europe, all over Asia as well. Because we know that in order to be able to work with developers, you have to be in market and talking to them on a day-to-day basis. If any of you drop by the hub, you'll always find some BlackBerry developer evangelism or developer relations people in there that you can go and talk to right away. We staff the hub 5 days a week, all day long. You just have to go in and look for them. So that's what we're doing with the developer evangelism team. Another thing that we heard loud and clear, we had gotten rid of the certification program for developers. People said, you know what, I need to be able to find a way to tell my customers that BlackBerry has endorsed me as a developer for their platform. So that certification program is coming back. It's primarily targeted at systems integrators and at consultants. But it'll allow you to be able to do a small test and then proudly display on your business card or your website that you have been certified as a BlackBerry developer by RIM. Another one that we're investing in. You may have heard me periodically rant about the quality of applications. And I believe very strongly, we believe very strongly that our customers, our mutual customers, want to have great applications on the platform. So we're investing in a testing house, in a certification program. It'll be run by an independent third party. RIM will supply the criteria, but we won't be able to game the system. And you'll be able to submit your application, and there will be a number of different things. Is it really a BlackBerry 10 application? Does it use the capabilities of BlackBerry 10? Is it well behaved? Those sorts of things. And at the end of that process, you'll be able to say, yeah, you know what? I've built a recognized quality BlackBerry 10 application. There'll be benefits to you to having done that. There'll be benefits in terms of marketing. There'll be benefits in terms of placement in the store. There'll be benefits in terms of recognition. And you'll be able to proudly display on your website, on your listing in the store, and wherever else you like, the fact that you have a quality application for BlackBerry 10. And we believe so strongly in this that we're willing to put our money where our mouth is. If you build an application for BlackBerry 10, it makes it through the certification process, and you submit it to the store before we launch, we'll guarantee that you'll make $10,000 in the first year that your product is in the market. 10,000 bucks. Now, small caveat, can't be free applications. So we're not just cutting checks to $10,000 for $10,000 to people who built a free application. You have to go out there and earn $1,000 on your own steam to prove that you haven't got a free application. But if you've made $5,000 at the end of that year, then what happens next is we cut you a check for the other 5,000 bucks. Is that good? The truth is, we don't think we're going to have to pay out too many of those because a lot of developers are already making really good money in BlackBerry App World. Why? First of all, reach. There are today nearly 80 million, that number says over 77 million is a little outdated, nearly 80 million BlackBerry subscribers around the world. In 165 markets, 3 billion applications downloaded, 24 languages supported, you know, we're averaging 175 million downloads a month. BlackBerry App World is a thriving community that you can use to be able to monetize your applications. And in the world of ecosystem, we've done some amazing things here as well. How many of you know about BBM-connected apps? Yeah? What I bet you didn't know about a BBM-connected app is the likelihood that it will be downloaded versus an application that's not a BBM-connected application. So those 986 BBM-connected applications, that's 0.1% of the applications that are in App World today, account for nearly 20% of the downloads. BBM-connected applications are applications that use BBM in a number of different ways, and one of the most common and obvious ways to use BBM-connected applications is to share that application, the fact that you've bought it with somebody else in your social circle. And this has turned out to be an incredible accelerant. It is a brand new viral distribution channel for applications that simply did not exist before, and it's driving massive volumes of downloads on BlackBerry App World. In fact, BlackBerry App World is now the #1 growing store in the past couple quarters, according to Distimo. Vendors using in-app payment are making really good money. The top one has earned over $230,000. The top one using our ad services has earned over $240,000. And App World is rapidly becoming the best place to make money. You can see some stats here, but I will tell you that the latest numbers from Vision Mobile, just published about a month ago, say that BlackBerry developers make more money per month, on average, than iPhone developers or than Android developers. Almost twice as much money as an Android developer. Turns out that Android users don't like to pay for things. And the Android market is so large and confused. I mean, there are 1,400 different solitaire applications on Android. Heaven help you if you decide that card games are your future. So developers are making more money on BlackBerry App World. And the other thing that's really cool about this, Vision Mobile also totted up the cost of building an application. It costs about half as much money to build an application on for BlackBerry as it does for those other platforms as well. So, you know, you can do the math. More revenue, less cost, more profits. App World is a great place for developers to make money. I'm going to finish up here by going back to those 3 key themes, because you're going to hear them all day long: flow, connect, extend. Apps that flow are apps that use the Cascades framework and the use the Cascades, the framework and the Invoke APIs in order to be able to share data or to move quickly from one application to the next. Applications that connect use the share framework. And they allow you to build seamlessly applications that network with the relationships and the people that matter. And applications that extend are applications that know about the real world around you, using technologies as simple as NFC and context, but also more sophisticated scenarios are possible as well. Okay, I got to stop hitting the wrong button there. That's my email address, my Twitter handle. I'm very serious. Earlier in this talk, I said to you that one of the things that we care passionately about is being the best possible business partner for our developers. If we're doing something right, I'd love it if you just send me some mail because I want to share it with all these other people, guys and gals that are on the team. If we're doing something that's causing you pain, please send some mail. I'll try to fix it as fast as we possibly can. And if you've got a good idea, we don't have monopolies on good ideas, please send some mail. I'd love to hear it. We really, really want to engage with you to build the best, most thriving ecosystem and business relationship possible in mobile today. I'm going to leave you with one last video. And that video will show you a little bit about what we're talking about when we talk about that extend experience. This is Torsten Heinz at BlackBerry World in Orlando. Thank you.
This is a new revolutionary mobile computing engine that we have built. Let's take a look at this connected car. This car in itself is a connected ecosystem. What it does, based on BlackBerry 10, is it has a telematic unit, it has the dashboard, it has screens in the back, for example, for video conferencing or for gaming. Now, these are not 4 different devices. They're all run from one single mobile computing platform, which is BlackBerry 10. That is the power of BlackBerry 10. That is the purpose of BlackBerry 10.